Welcome to MPL Presents Cricbuzz Live. What a game we had yesterday. It was a really good game between the Sunrisers and the Mumbai Indians. Yesterday was a good day for the IPL. We got another close game. We've gone over into today, of course. But there you go. We had a super over. And sometimes when you got a striker like Hardik Pandey, you just make a mockery of it, don't you? Seem to remember another game many years ago when Yusuf Pathan was in his prime, 12-13 to get. He just hit three fours, 2 or 6 and 2 fours and walked away. But what a good game. It could have gone either way, as happens in close matches like these. Mumbai 162, Hyderabad 162. Remember, they needed 7 or 1 ball. And Manish Pandey took them there. It wasn't to be for Manish Pandey in the super over, but you cannot take back from what has been an outstanding innings, 71 of 47. I'd like to see who they make man of the match in this one. I think Manish Pandey kept the game alive.
But if somebody killed the game, it's the other guy.
He killed it. Well, Hardik had 8 runs to play with. I always have this debate with people. Should it be the best performance of the match, or should it be the one that contributed the most to a win?
But look, Bumrah took 2 wickets for you up front, and then he went and got 2 wickets for you, 1 more wicket for you in the death.
Super over.
Yeah, so I think, what is the match-winning performance? I mean, at the end of the day, Manish Pandey still remains a match-tying performance, not a match-winning performance.
I still think that several times you don't give it to someone the losing side because 10 other people didn't play well. So suppose 10 other people had scored 2 runs each, you'd still have given it to him. So his performance, I don't know, I've been having this debate for a long time, but let's talk. We'll ask Ajay Jadeja.
I just want to add another name into that. Early in the morning, there's a guy who scored 70. He'll say, if I hadn't scored, we would have not had a tie. So it'll carry on. Then it's a team that wins.
So you give it to Bumrah?
You have. You got to give it. Because for me, yes, because at 160, I didn't think Mumbai had a chance in that game.
So just looking...
when they came back into that game, they were 35-40 for no loss. That start that they had, Bumrah got 2 wickets. That's why you came in. And then it was Kane Williamson who probably gave it away. And then Pandey brought it back. So there are enough people who've done that, but at the end of the day, Mumbai's won.
The question is now, the Sunrisers are stuck on 12 with 1 game to play against RCB, and all the other teams are now saying, right, these Sunrisers have to win this game. We're all alive. Everybody in the other, 4 franchises has cheered for Hardik Pandya.
Yeah. But now it's an interesting one, but... given the circumstances now, Kolkata actually wouldn't have wanted them to win because Kolkata's greatest advantage is they were playing Mumbai. Yes. So had Mumbai lost, their fate would have been in their hands. They could have beaten Punjab,
even now Mumbai. It's in their hands because, it's not entirely in their hands.
Because they are going to be depending on the match now at RCB.
So all of a sudden, everyone's turning up to RCB and saying, what on the table we can win. Now all the other teams have switched allegiance from Mumbai Indians and saying, right, RCB is the team of the tournament, RCB. And that's on the 4th. I'll tell you what, if RCB beat SRH on the 4th, then that game between Mumbai and Kolkata could well be an opportunity because then KKR win that, they go to 13 and the other teams are stuck on...
Correct.
Other teams, they go to 14. And the other teams are stuck on 12 unless
Punjab win.
Rajasthan beat Delhi. And they go to 13. What about Kings 11?
Yeah. Also, Kings 11.
They're playing at home, remember?
Yeah. Kings 11 could beat Kolkata and then beat Chennai and qualify.
Yes.
So all that could happen.
And they're playing both their games at home.
Yeah.
They're playing against Kolkata. Who knows? Dhoni might say, I don't want to travel.
So tomorrow is a knockout. There's 1 knockout. Punjab, Kolkata, 1 goes out, 1 stays. Rajasthan still remains in the mix and everyone else then waits for what happens in RCB.
But amongst all this, Mumbai has qualified.
Yes. So we now have a 3rd qualifier. And I think it's all fair. It's fair, isn't it? Mumbai is a good enough team to qualify.
For me, it's been, Chennai is at the top. They're another favourite of mine, but Mumbai is the best side. It's just that, just look at the end, where that last over. Do you think there was any match happening there? You had Jasprit Bumrah to bowl that over for them. And you had Hardik, Pollard to bat for them. What did you have at the other side? You had Rashid, who was pretty good. Chalo, I can still understand. But what was their batting?
Nabi and Manish Pandey,
So it even tells you how they think. If when you have to play that 1 over of Rashid, because everybody knew that Rashid will bowl from this side and Jasprit Bumrah will bowl from that side. So now when you look at that, team thought process or whatever, they think, oh, no, Rashid's going to bowl. Best players to play is Hardik Pandya and Pollard. They should go. Rashid was going to bowl at the start of that innings, 8th over, 9th over, 10th over, 11th over, sometime. Why don't you send them then? It's just things that I can't understand. It may go wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's another problem. You see, if you are ever going to play super over, okay, you can only bowl super overs a spinner if your target goes beyond 14, 15. And I'll tell you why. Because a lot of times with the spinners, it's guessing which way the ball goes. That means if I guess right, you're going to go.
Yeah.
If I get wrong, I may be out. But if I guess right, you're going to go. Now, what happens in a lot of cases, and I've seen this because we unfortunately played a super over against the Rajasthan Royals, the first one.
That was the game of
Ajanta Mendes was bowling. And all that happened was that Yusuf Pathan had to guess right. Now, under the circumstances, I know there was a heated debate in the dressing room that those days let Ishant get the ball. Because Ishant, we knew that the batsman who'd come out on their behalf was their best player in the IPL at that point in time, which is Yusuf Pathan. Ishant bowling out here, chasing would not be that easy. So the point of it is, if you think that you're going to do it, every time you're bowling a spinner, you're taking a chance. Because it's a lottery then, it's a guessing game.
Yes. Now, let's look at that points table to look at the possibilities at the top rather than at the bottom. Look at the possibilities
that
at the
becomes
bottom.
more interesting.
There's something interesting at the top of the table because Mumbai have 16, the Delhi Capitals have 16, and Chennai Super Kings have 18.
Oh.
Now, if Delhi have a good result against Delhi playing KKR, aren't they?
Delhi play
Rajasthan. If Delhi have a good result against Rajasthan and go to 18 with a good net run rate, and Mumbai beat KKR at home, then for all the emotion and drama around the Chennai Super Kings playing their qualifier in Chennai, that is not to be. They will have to go to Vizag.
But look at it.
But they also have a game. They can go to 20.
Yeah, I mean, assuming they lose their game. Yes. That is possible. Yes, of course. Good catch. There is a possibility.
No, not catch. The scenario.com has many scenarios.
Yes.
No, wait a minute. But who is Chennai?
Actually,
Chennai is playing Kings 11.
Chennai is playing Kings in Punjab.
See, your only problem is the net run rate is quite a difference. Minus 0.096 to make up to 0.209.
So Delhi basically need to disappoint one of those days and go.
Yeah, they need to.
Anyway, I'll tell you what. In this room, there are many theories. Nobody is more in love with theories than Shri Ajay Singh Ji Jadeja.
I love this
He loves
game.
theories.
No, and because what are theories? Theories are only, it's like stats. It's the past, you have a fact and it's happened. And then you have a theory and then say, why not try this? So I'm probably in this, these scientific terms, I'm the guy who likes to experiment with new things and try to see what could happen. And because all we have is theories, because sitting here, there's no bat, no ball in our hands. We've got theories and I just love this game for this sake, because every day you come here and you learn something new.
Yes. Now, let's look at our MPL hero of the match then. And Joy and Ajay just decided it is it and said, you're only the anchor, so we'll let it be.
So nicely deflected, but
4 overs, 2 for 31. But I'm actually going along with that because he bowled a magnificent super over, kept it down to 8. Yeah. So, I mean, you could have said that he conceded 2 boundaries in the last 2 balls of his 4th over. But overall, 4 overs, 2 for 31. That is just marginally under the asking rate. He took 2 wickets up at the top, came and bowled the super over.
So, see, the other important thing is that he always takes the burden. I mean, that's what he's been doing. And it's so interesting. And one of the things we were seeing is that, in fact, there was a bit of a debate about it, that Malinga was not fielding. And people were saying, and we were just remarking at the fact that if there was a super over and for Mumbai Indians and Malinga is not being given the ball, he's not even being considered.
4 years ago, if Mumbai were 5 years ago, Mumbai were in a super over situation, there would not have been a discussion. Malinga would just have gone and marked his run up again.
Correct.
If you're bowling from the different end.
And you would have probably bowled the 20th as well just before that.
Yeah.
And that 8-run over is including a 6 in that over. So it's not even, he's just bowled dot balls and that. And on those 4 balls now, this theory again now, looking at it, he has a slower one outside the off stump. He has a short ball that's gone for 6. Then he's got, Guptill plays a full toss down the ground.
Down.
So there's a full toss in there. And the one Nabi that misses is also right in the slot. So 4 different balls. But it's the belief that he has. I'm saying it is what you think is more important than what you actually, have skills
You're
with.
absolutely right. A Yorker doesn't happen by accident. You've got to believe I'm bowling that Yorker. You can't try and bowl something and it becomes a Yorker. No, it doesn't.
And even if it goes wrong, then you got to come back and do it if you believe that that's the right thing to do. The others are just going off. Something goes wrong and say, oh, we don't want to go wrong. Whereas here's an example of Jasprit Bumrah. He's tried all the things that normally you would think is wrong. You don't want to bowl a short ball. You don't want to, when you bowl a Yorker, you bowl a full toss. Execution's also not right. But the belief around the cricketing world at the moment is this man is unbeatable.
The last time Mumbai Indians were in a super over, Jasprit Bumrah bowled it as well and only conceded 4. And I think this is all the more remarkable because now Jasprit Bumrah is also a test match bowler. Then all he was doing was bowling T20, he was bowling his Yorkers. He didn't need to bowl that length ball that goes away. He didn't need to bowl something else. So now he's a length ball bowler and he's a Yorker bowler, which makes it a little more difficult.
See, so many of the international talents also, whether it's a Vaughan or a Pollock coming out here in this studio and saying very clearly that he's probably the best all-round bowler in the world today, the all-round fast bowler in the world in terms of all 3 formats. And that's something, Rabada would be close. There are definitely lots of other...
Would be very close away.
Lots of players out there. But the fact that he's definitely there among the top 2 or 3 in all formats.
He bowled the super over against KKR.
Yeah, absolutely.
Played Rabada. He's a joy to watch. Again, another player who plays all 3 formats. I know we in India love talking Bumrah, and Bumrah is a fantastic bowler, but I think Rabada is one of the shining lights of our game as well. So there you are. Now, who's our super team hero on the MPL app? 400, just missed.
Bad.
Oh, Imran Khan, just missed.
That's the...
Hota hai, chalo hota. If you had a better haircut, you'd have got 400.
That's
a shocking haircut. He's excellent. He's excellent at playing the game. Hats off to you. Just get a haircut.
Just keep the hat on. Actually,
keep the hat on. I won't take the hat off. Now, but this is a young generation. He's sitting there and saying, you know what? I've got the coolest haircut in the world. And these 2 old fogies, one of whom didn't have the option of a haircut some time back, and one who's all grey, saying what we should have. So well done, Imran Khan. That is an outstanding score, actually. 396 is excellent too. So yes, we do have a qualifier. We have a 3rd qualifier now. So the Mumbai Indians join the Chennai Super Kings and the Delhi Capitals to get there. And now everybody will fight for one. We've got an eliminator coming up. This game, the team that wins stays alive. It doesn't go through, but the team that loses is goodbye. Punjab, the Kings 11 play the Kolkata Knight Riders, and in this studio later today, the heartbeats will be pounding so much. The lights will start to flicker, the doors will start to wobble, people will be rolling over because it's a survival game for KKR. And even former KKR people let it slip that it's a we. Now, I didn't switch on to you as soon as you said that.
I have to blame the guys in the studio. I'll take it up with them later. I think
the guy who switched also KKR.
They're all secret Punjab supporters. You don't know. It's all a very
they're trying
welcome
the what is it called? They've been
anti-jinx.
Anti-jinx for the last couple of games.
The interesting thing from KKR's point of view, though, is that Punjab have won a lot at home. The Kings 11 have been hopeless travelling. They've been outstanding at home. But the Kings 11 have lost 5 of their last 6 games. Right? 5 of their last 6 games. And if you thought losing 5 out of the last 6 games meant you were an underdog going into a big game, no, you're not. Because the Kolkata Knight Riders have lost 6 out of 7.
Yeah,
it's a game between 2 teams that haven't won.
Yeah, I know, but at least the only good thing KKR has is that they won their last one. But it'll be really interesting because they're very good on this surface. The big problem for Punjab will be their bowling. And the fact that Mujib has not given them what he gave them last year. He's just not had the season that he's had last year. But he's still such an important bowler for him that can they afford to drop him? I don't think they can. I don't think they have that kind of strength in the bench not to play Mujib.
Yeah, who can they play? Shami has been excellent. A touch expensive at the end, but Shami has been excellent. I think Ashwin's having one of his best seasons since he was so good for the Chennai Super Kings when he was playing in yellow. What can they do? Last time they played Arshdeep Singh and they played Mujibur Rahman. Can they go back to Sam Curran? Then they need 2 bowlers. Can they go back to Andrew Tye on that track? You're right. Ankit Rajput, Hardus Villian. Yeah, they've all been tried and put aside. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think he's chopped and changed the bowling depending on the surface. And the bowling's done fairly well. If you see the few losses that I can think of, is, just the last game actually, in fact, when they lost that last game, they had 7 wickets in hand with 5 overs, or 4 overs, 90 to get. There was a game in Chennai that I remember, they were chasing pretty well and they couldn't finish it. I think the problem with them has been their batting and not with their bowling. Ashwin's led them pretty well. He's figured it out. You look at him, he's got a jigsaw puzzle thing going. With bowling, he can control it from outside. But it's the batting that has really let them down. And if you look at the numbers, they don't look that bad for the top 3 because, Gale's got numbers to show you, KL's got numbers to show you. But Chris Gale, it's like Pollard or, Hardik Pandey. When we look at them, you say, okay, when they get these runs, they will win you games. But that hasn't happened with, So it's been a different sort of approach. Maybe they just need to feel a little liberated and play, not worry about that what will happen at the end. Try and win the game in the first 17 and not in the last 3. Because last 3, your Miller has not been a killer this year.
My biggest problem with them is that every other team is going into this tournament. Look at Mumbai today with 8 batsmen and 7 bowlers. These guys are going in there
6 batsmen, 5 bowlers. That's it.
6 batsmen and 5 bowlers.
The only way to get over that is to play Sam Curran at number 6, and they're worried whether Sam Curran at 6 with 2-3 overs and a bit of batting is your player to go.
Exactly their problem. And their closest thing to an all-rounder Curran is not playing is Ashwin. Ashwin is basically batting at 7. And that's not just good enough. That means your batsmen have to deliver. You have no option. Your batsmen have to deliver, and there are only 6 of them. Now, that is what is putting pressure, which is why somebody like a Rahul is saying that, I need to bat deep, because somewhere the guys must have told him, don't get out early. But what's happening as a result is he's doing exactly what, de Kock nearly cost his team the match. That is playing on, and then suddenly you're playing for 60 balls. You cannot end up at a, scoring at about, score average of 110, 120. Just not on.
Also, they've had injury problems. Mujib was injured. I think Moses Henriquez, I don't think he's come back from injury yet. Yeah. Sarfraz has vanished into thin air. When UFO just came and took him away, and no one knows where he is.
I know.
And it's difficult to vanish, isn't he?
Correct.
It's not that easy.
No, he played the first 4 games and he looked all right.
He looked all right.
Yeah.
Mandeep, why did they suddenly drop Mandeep? They had him Mandeep in the
I think they'll bring Mandeep back because I don't think Simran Singh is probably a top order player. Probably doesn't work.
So the last game, he came into bat after Ashwin came in.
Yeah.
And you were so far behind the game. So they've had wickets in hand. It's just that they've not gone on to make use of those wickets in hand.
Their problem's been David Miller.
Yeah.
But it's been a couple of IPLs
because you're banking on him, saying that he's going to play like this. If that is the case, he's so good that he can actually score at 10 runs and over, and the top guys are going to score at 6 and over, then let him go up the order. Let him go at 3 or whatever.
Slightly sticky wicket favors Kings 11, you think, because their bowlers are doing well.
That ground works perfectly for them. And that's why I kept saying he's still got 2 games back at home because all their bowlers, that ground works. Andrew Tye works. What's his name? I forget. Left arm. That's with Calcutta. Gurney. Yeah. That short ball and short bouncer, slower one bouncer, Andrew Tye. He plays a different bowling attack there. When he goes out, he plays a different ball. Even with the attack, how he uses them is totally different. So bowling, I think they've been at par or probably winning games for their side. It's the batting, and the batting also is not that they're losing wickets. They're worrying about losing wickets rather than just
they'll be sitting up thinking, where do we bowl to Andre Russell? He's right on top of the MVP list. Where do we bowl to Andre Russell? What target is enough to... is Russell proof almost? Karthik's played a couple of really good innings. Lynn has played a couple of good innings. But KKR haven't really been that big cohesive force. Shubman Gill has played well. If in a knockout game, which is what it is, you just say, okay, let me look at pedigree. Let me look at good players on either side. I think KKR have got the wood on Punjab. But... In a knockout, the dynamics are different, aren't they? Okay, let's look down that. Let's go down there. They've been fairly stable. Lynn, Gill, they got Uthappa back. Rana, Russell, Rinku Singh, Harry Gurney. They played Sandeep Warrier. By the way, I got badly trolled for calling him Sandeep Warrior. Sandeep Warrior.
But see, if you look at it, Gurney will work on these pitches. This is not a bad team.
Is it stopping? I'm trying to remember. Punjab, is it coming?
It didn't come on. Definitely didn't come on. I mean, it may not be the worst of pitches. It may not be Chennai, but it didn't come on.
Yeah, it skids on. There's no...
You get Kuldeep back again? I mean, he's had a few days off. I'll tell you something interesting happened. We were... where did KKR play last? I was against CSK, I think. I was down there. I was down there and he came up to say hello. But almost immediately after that, literally Rohit Sharma just put his arm around and dragged him away. So everyone's working on getting that confidence back. But he also said, I'm bowling a lot in practice. So maybe as a big game player, as your number one wicket taker at the World Cup, do you think you want to bring him back? Or do you say, nahin, let's unleash him at the World Cup?
Oh,
I guess it depends on how he's
from
thinking.
Kolkata's point of view, they're not looking to make a team for India at this stage, and it's not their job. They need to qualify. That's how it has to be. And I think he should be, or everybody else also should be strong enough to understand that a 20 overs game different. What the roles here is probably what he's not been able to do, but it's totally different when he gets to the World Cup. In the World Cup, he's not going to bowl in the power play. He's going to come on to bowl in the middle. He bowls for a different captain who wants him to do different things, and the role is totally different. So
he's got somebody else behind the stumps.
Oh, and he's got somebody else behind. No, yeah, of course, Dhoni is a different thing, but I want to put Karthik past that he hasn't been able to tell him what to do. I think everybody has different skills. And his skill is to pick wickets, but there have been times in this game or in this format that even if you are picking wickets, it's not what you need to do at that stage. So he's had to change. I don't think you can look at this form and see what is going to happen. I think he's bowled like this for the last 2 years. For me, he's always been slow. Anybody who gets after him can get after him. But it's the singles that he doesn't allow you to pick because there's no pace on the ball.
Yeah.
He's not beaten people at times when they've got after him. Every time, even in international cricket, if there is a batsman who can actually get to the pitch of it and get after him and get him to bowl and get back foot, there's no problem. He's not somebody who beats people.
I guess this is for a larger discussion when we come back to Cricbuzz Live, when we do all our World Cup programs. But he's got a pattern where he starts off well against somebody and just starts to tail off, which is actually not a problem in a World Cup game. Also in a World Cup game, India's batsmen are not batting against him.
Absolutely.
Which is a big thing in his
favor. Still the best batsman.
So you'd pick Kuldeep? What would you do?
I would pick Kuldeep. There's a reason. Because
I'd ask him how he's thinking.
Exactly. No, you're batting Rinku Singh so late that he's really, anyway, you have about 7-8 batsmen without Rinku Singh. You don't need that extra cover. You'd rather give it to another bowler. What happens? At the best of times, you have a few more options in the field and you're not giving up, because what you had done when you bought in Rinku Singh was you actually replaced a bowler with a batsman. Now you can go back and say, okay, I'm going to replace you replace a batsman with a bowler. So you replace a bowler back, put him in the options, give him a couple of overs. Your KKR has the all-rounders.
You don't have to worry that much because Sunil Narine and Andre Russell are in the top 6.
Correct. They always give you. So that's why they always give you. Because you have 2 all-rounders who can bat, 2 guys who can bat, you can always play the luxury of the extra bowler, which unfortunately Punjab doesn't have.
Okay. Any favourites for you? You think Punjab in the home ground?
Punjab at home ground is a different side.
Yeah, they've been very good this year.
Because they've picked a side to play on that surface and he's been pretty successful, and I don't see why he shouldn't be. Because just because we've got KKR doesn't...
No, so I'm not even... I just asked you who do you think is going to win. I didn't even ask Joy, and I'm not even going to ask him.
Because Andre Russell is a player that you can't even analyze and look at the game that way. If that happens, then he's beaten every team in this tournament. Except, when I take Andre Russell out of that side, I think Punjab's got a better chance.
Okay, we'll wait and see. That only leaves us. Another theory.
That's fine.
Mr. Bhattacharjya, who do you think is favourites for this game later today?
I think cricket will be the winner. I'm not going to comment.
I think it will depend on who practices their process better and executes their plans better.
Yes, and
who has the momentum going.
And the fortress is, whether Punjab is a fortress or not. Okay, now, Gaurav will shoot us.
So much meaningless stuff that we hear at pre-match conferences, I tell you. Okay, that just leaves time for the joy factor. And I know there are some of these quiz warriors who are waiting and saying, cut all this discussion. Just tell me if I won or no. And Joy pulled out a bit of a googly and noticed there were some correct answers that had already come in some time ago. But this was the question on the Joy factor.
And the question was, certain Allen was in the 61 Manchester United squad, reserve goalkeeper, retired as a headmaster of a reputed school. Really, his son had a much more successful sporting career. It was a cricket career and his name was Michael Atherton. That's the answer, Michael Atherton. It is. The only clue you had there was Manchester United, so it's likely to be a Lancashire man. Famous Lancashire cricketers, Atherton had to go. That was it. And Harsha, just one more thing. Your last Cricbuzz in the studio, so...
Hang on, we need to... Hang on. Let's not get all sentimental. We still need to find a winner. We still need to find a winner. And our winner today is Ninad. Oh, he's won it before, hasn't he?
I haven't seen Ninad Oak,
But Ninad Oak, congratulations. I'll tell you what, I suspect you stole Crick Rohit's computer and locked him in the bathroom. So he had no idea. There's no way he was going to get it right. I'll tell you why that makes sense now. Yeah. Michael Anderson is very well read. He reads on things completely unconnected with cricket. You can have a conversation with him on politics, on history, and I think that must have been the father's...
absolutely.
Yeah.
Father got him to get some Catholic tastes, really wide change, but... Harsha, lovely having you in the studio. Thank you so very much.
I'm not going anywhere. There's a World Cup to come.
There's a World Cup to come, but good to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. It was good fun. And I'll tell you what will happen, though, as a result. It is that other guy who's in mourning because his club lost 3-0. I mean, why would you want to mourn when you're up against Barcelona? But that's how Gaurav Kapoor is. And he's in mourning so much that he's pulled out of tomorrow as well. And he thinks that maybe they'll go back, score more home goals. I don't know what. So we've got Danish Seth coming tomorrow. He's a funny fellow. Danish Seth, he's quite funny. So he's going to come along tomorrow. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Joy Bhattacharjya. And we've had another game that's gone into 2 days. So later today, KKR. All of you, please stay calm, all you KKR supporters. This is going to be like the stock market on a turbulent day, but we'll get by this one as well. So there you are. Thank you very much for joining us on MPL Presents Cricbuzz Live. We'll be back later in the day with this game between the Kings 11 Punjab and the Kolkata Knight Riders.